That sounds awesome. Denmark has so many cool places to explore. You've got the classic big ones like Copenhagen, Tivoli Gardens, one of the world's oldest amusement parks, Nyhavn with the colorful harbor houses, the Little Mermaid statue, and Christiansborg Palace. Aarhus, Denmark's second city, full of cozy streets and cool museums like Aarhus Art Museum with its famous rainbow rooftop. Odense, birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen. There's even a museum dedicated to him. Skagen, where two sees the North Sea and the Baltic Sea meet, you can literally see the waves clashing. Roskilde, home to the Viking Ship Museum and the Roskilde Cathedral, UNESCO World Heritage Site. More cities and towns. Aalborg, in the north, super charming. Rib, the oldest town in Denmark, cobblestone streets, medieval houses, and a beautiful old cathedral. It feels like stepping back in time. Castles and palaces. Kronborg Castle, the Hamlet Castle in Helsinki. Shakespeare's Hamlet was set here. Frederiksborg Castle, in Hilliard, insanely beautiful. Think gardens, lakes, and serious Renaissance drama. Amalienborg Palace, where the royal family lives in Copenhagen. You can watch the changing of the guard every day. Nature spots. Ribjerg Mile, a migrating coastal sand dune, feels like a mini desert. The Lake Skjern, in Copenhagen, perfect for walks, picnics, or renting little boats. Wadden National Park, UNESCO protected tidal flats. Amazing for bird watching and seal safaris. Cultural and fun stuff. Louisiana Museum of Modern Art, one of the coolest museums in the world, right on the coast with gardens and ocean views. Legoland Billund, if you grew up with Lego or still love it, the original Legoland is here. Freetown Christiania, in Copenhagen, an autonomous, artsy, and super interesting neighborhood with colorful murals and a different vibe. Islands. Grass, super romantic. Think fairytale towns like Riskubing, with cobbled streets and old houses. Sams, known for its eco-villages, cute farms, and bike-friendly paths. Anu, sandy beaches, charming villages, and traditional Danish houses with thatched roofs. Unique experiences. Tivoli Gardens by night, Copenhagen. It lights up with lanterns, music, and fireworks. Pure magic. Sleep in a lighthouse, like at Slettestran Fire. Imagine waking up to ocean views. Bike the Baltic Sea Route N8, a 820-kilometer scenic bike route passing beaches, islands, and quaint villages. Denmark is crazy good for cycling. Food adventures. Smørrebrød tasting. Try it at Amund's or Schønman in Copenhagen. Beautiful open-faced sandwiches stacked with shrimp, roast beef, pickled herring, etc. Visit a bakery. Danish pastries, wiener bread are even better in Denmark. Buttery, flaky, not too sweet. Michelin restaurants. Denmark has tons, like Noma Legendary, Geranium, or smaller stars in Aarhus and Oth. Water activities. Island hopping. Hop ferries between islands like Lolland, Falster, and Kayaking in Copenhagen canals. You can even rent a kayak where you kayak and drink coffee at the same time. Surfing, especially at Klitmøller, aka Cold Hawaii, popular with hardcore surfers. Festivals. Roskilde Festival, one of Europe's biggest music festivals. Think Glastonbury vibes but Danish style. Aarhus Festival, art, music, theater, and street food all over the city. Copenhagen Jazz Festival. The whole city swings. Cafes, parks, and streets fill with live jazz. Wildlife and nature. Deer Park Dyrehaven, just north of Copenhagen. Ancient forest, royal hunting grounds, and hundreds of free-roaming deer. Seal safaris. Around Fanø and the Wadden Sea. Sleek modern extension of Copenhagen's Royal Library. Superkillen Park, a wild colorful urban park with global design influences. 8-house Biggs architectural masterpiece. A figure-8-shaped residential building that you can actually walk or bike around. Hidden gem villages and small towns. Dregger near Copenhagen. Cute fishing village with yellow houses, cobblestone streets, and a cozy harbor. Super peaceful. Ebelt, on the Djursland Peninsula. Old crooked houses, a glass museum, and a beautiful wooden frigate ship. The Frugetten Svanek, on Bornholm Island. Picture-perfect little town famous for local craft beer, handmade candies, and smoked herring. Marstal on Gras, tiny and full of maritime history. You'll see little boats everywhere. Epic day trips from Copenhagen. Kronborg Castle plus Louisiana Museum. Culture and castles in one easy trip. Mons Klint, those dramatic white cliffs plus a walk in lush forests equals chef's kiss. Drager plus Amager Strand Park. Chill beach vibes, nature, and historic village life just 30 minutes from the city. Roskilde Vikings, a cathedral and cool street food market vibes, super cozy Danish concepts, Hygge, candlelight, blankets, books. You'll find these everywhere, especially spots like Paludan, Copenhagen, or Drudenfuss, bodega bars, old-school Danish pubs with beer, billiards, and super local vibes. No frills, just fun. Summer houses, sommerhus. Many Danes rent cute cottages by the sea for weekend getaways. You can too. Mythical and mysterious places. The troll hunt. Giant wooden trolls hidden around the Copenhagen outskirts made by artist Thomas Dan. It's like a magical treasure hunt. Trolldeskoven, Troll Forest in Tivoli, an enchanted twisted forest straight out of a fairy tale. More weird and wonderful museums. The Danish Museum of Science and Technology. Giant planes, old cars, steam engines, nerd heaven. Randers Regenskov Tropical Zoo, indoor rainforest with monkeys, sloths, and real tropical rainstorms. Once-in-a-lifetime sights. Northern lights, yes, sometimes. Very rarely in winter, you might catch the aurora borealis in northern Denmark, like Skagen. Sankt Hans, Midsummer's Eve. Big bonfires by the beach, singing, and magical vibes every June 23rd. Scenic train rides. Copenhagen to Helsingør. Along the coast, castles and sea views the whole way. Odense to Svendborg, through lush countryside, ending at a charming seaside town. Copenhagen to Aarhus, a longer ride crossing the Great Belt Bridge, one of the longest in the world. Ferries and boat adventures. Copenhagen canal tours, glide through historic harbors and under old stone bridges. Bornholm ferry, from Wisted, Sweden or Køge, Denmark, to this Baltic island paradise. Roskilde ferry. One of the cutest ferry rides to one of the cutest towns. Secret beaches. Tisvildalige Beach, Northern Zealand. White sand, soft dunes, very relaxed. Amagerstrand in Copenhagen itself, perfect for swimming, kayaking, or sunbathing. Duati Beach, Bornholm, powder white sand so fine it was once used in hourglasses. Authentic Danish experiences. Folk high schools. Hygge Skoler, stay ***. Some schools offer short stays. Singing, philosophy, crafts, and deep hike. Pick your own fruit farms. Especially during summer, you can pick strawberries, apples, and cherries around the countryside. Christmas markets. Julmarkt. Tivoli at Christmas looks like something out of a fairy tale. Glowing lights, hot mulled wine, and handmade gifts everywhere. Ultimate cycling routes. The ancient road Hervigen. Ride a historic pilgrim path from Viborg to Germany. Copenhagen's Green Ring. Urban nature trails circling the city. Perfect for bikes. Fine Island Loop. The Garden of Denmark. Rolling hills, orchards, and tiny castles. Denmark's highest point. Viking burial grounds near Aalborg, with ancient stone ship formations. Faxe limestone quarry. You can hunt for fossils and swim in a dreamy turquoise lake inside an old limestone quarry. Amazing sunsets. Skagen where the seas meet. The sunsets are next level. Stevens Klint. Dramatic coastal cliffs with a hidden church and incredible views. Blavend Beach. Wide open sands, World War II bunkers, and a perfect sunset spot. Hidden Denmark. Secret bucket list. Lesser known historical places. Hammersjøs Castle ruins. Bornholm, Northern Europe's largest medieval fort, perched dramatically on a cliff. Spatrop Castle, one of the best preserved medieval castles in Denmark, complete with a moat. Gamle Estrup Manor, a true aristocratic mansion, complete with gardens and exhibitions about noble life. Epic natural wonders. Rebild National Park, rolling hills, deep valleys, and the largest 4th of July celebration outside the U.S. Weird but cool fact. Kongerns Nordjylland National Park, the King's North Zealand, royal forests, lakes, and ancient hunting grounds. Spanningbakker, the Alps of Funen, undulating hills, heathlands, and perfect picnic spots, mythical spots, and legends. Elverhuge, Elf's Hill. In folklore, it's where the elf king and queen lived. Real location near Vordingborg. Agertange, a wild wind-blown sand spit on the west coast, full of bird life and ghost stories. The grave of Harald Bluetooth Jelling, Viking king who gave Bluetooth's technology its name. The Jelling stones are like Denmark's Rosetta Stone. Hidden art and culture gems. Konstal Aarhus, bold contemporary art space. Edgy and Trafford Museum Kolding, Art plus Design Museum with a stunning lakeside setting. Fuglsang Art Museum Lalande, stunning architecture and amazing collections in the peaceful countryside. Secret Islands. Lisu, known for seaweed roofed houses, salt production, and pure peace. Endelave, the Island of Rabbits, Wild bunnies hopping around free. 2 new, no cars allowed. Tiny island, perfect for hiking and chilling. Super local food experiences. Rud Pulsavone red hot dogs from a classic Danish hot dog stand. Himabak, homemade Danish rye bread. Sometimes you can find it in village, earthy and deeply satisfying. Local breweries, like Mikkel, are famous worldwide, or smaller craft spots like Robik Brewery on Funen. Quirky adventures. Camp adventures, Forest Tower. A giant spiral walkway rising above the forest canopy. You walk through the treetops. Ancient mysteries and Viking secrets. Trelleborg Fortress, a real Viking ring fortress built around 980 AD. Massive and perfectly circular. You can even see Viking reenactments sometimes. Firecat near Hobro, another ancient Viking fortress site. Beautifully reconstructed longhouses show how they lived. Lindholm huge museum. Burial mounds plus a deep dive into Viking everyday life. Magical and haunting. Super cool local festivals. Tunder Festival, one of Europe's best folk music festivals. Down south, near the German border. Aarhus Festuge, Aarhus Festival Week. Citywide celebration of arts, culture, and wild creativity every late summer. Bornholm's Culture Week, a hidden treasure. Island-wide small concerts, art shows, and cozy food markets. Wild outdoor adventures. Canoeing on the Gudang River, Denmark's longest river. Imagine days of paddling through gentle waters, camping under the stars. Cold water swimming. Brave souls take icy dips, even in winter. You can join local clubs like in Kastrup Sabad, Copenhagen, or Vagelfi. Forest troll hunts. Artist Thomas Dambo's trolls are hidden all over Denmark, not just Copenhagen. Epic little quests. Extra niche museums. The Cisterner, an art museum inside an old water reservoir under Sundermarken Park in Copenhagen. Dark, drippy, and absolutely atmospheric. Faiborg Museum, a hidden masterpiece. Colorful Danish art in a dreamy early 1900s building. Secret cycling paradise spots. South Funen Archipelago route. Cute ferry rides plus cycling between tiny islands like Tuxinge, Langeland, and Strynehervigen, the ancient road. Ride or hike this pilgrim route through ancient villages and forests. Anholt Island, remote, mostly desert, and incredible cycling. Very few cars, just peace and seabirds. Most beautiful unknown places. Makrup Church ruins. Half-fallen church on a cliff in North Jutland, incredibly atmospheric. Stevens Clint Church, a tiny old church, almost falling off a cliff above UNESCO-protected white limestone cliffs. Spur Island, micro-island with fossil-rich cliffs, tiny inns, and epic sunsets over the Limf. Deep Hygge experiences. Traditional crow stays historic and fine dining, cozy, everything. Strand Hoteler, seaside hotels, whitewashed beach hotels, like Ruth's Hotel Skagen, or Helena Kelbudatel. Tisvilde, winter hike tours, candlelight hot chocolate, museums, and indoor botanical gardens like the Palm House in Copenhagen's Botanical Garden. Insanely atmospheric places. Dragsham Castle. Stay overnight in a haunted castle where several ghosts are said to wander. They even have a Michelin-starred restaurant. Rold Skov, Denmark's largest forest, filled with mysterious twisted Troll-era troll trees. Vestland's abandoned bunkers. Along the Wild West coast, old World War II bunkers half buried in dunes you can explore. Honestly, most tourists barely scratch the surface. You're building a next-level dream adventure here. If you want, I can now craft an epic 7 or 10-day ultimate Denmark adventure, mixing famous plus hidden spots. Make a fairy tale journey, route, build a nature and adventure road trip. Suggest a winter cozy hike itinerary. If you're thinking about cold season travel,